MODUS operandi by FoggyGlassEye. They called Simmons to the station that morning, just before sunrise. He hadn't been back since he finally retired a few years ago, so the visit had a certain nostalgic appeal. But at the same time, Simmons knew that they'd only have called at such an hour if he was needed. He was shown the preliminary autopsy reports when he arrived. Simmons was happy to see the morticians getting right into it, especially after the last few months they must have had. It only took a few crime scene pictures for him to realize why he was brought in. The victims were a married couple. They'd been hogtied with bedsheets, brought up to their knees and dispatched with slices to the throat. They bled out while looking at each other, the blood pouring down their chests, pooling together on the floor. Simmons noticed a difference in the wounds immediately. The woman's throat was cut with a clear, sharp blade, but the man's flesh was practically torn open. He'd seen something similar in an old case. Turned out that the murder weapon was a 3-pronged hand rake.
Different killers,
Simmons said.
or maybe different tools.
We see that, one of the detectives noted, pulling another photo from her folder. Just like this one, right? She placed an old picture before him, one Simmons hadn't seen since he finally let himself put it away for good. An unsolved double homicide over 40 years ago, with all the same moving parts. 2 victims, a married couple, bedsheet hogties, facing each other as they died. One throat slit with a knife, the other with one of those old electric turkey carvers that have since gone out of style. Carpets here, but still enough blood to create a single pool between them. So, the detective asked, your thoughts so far? Simmons pointed at the old picture.
We never caught whoever did this, if this is the same.
It's not, she interrupted. He waited for an explanation and was given 2 pictures of fingerprints, one from each crime scene. Different prints, but similar size over 40 years apart. How's that possible? He only shrugged. The detective smiled. I spoke to Oscar, your partner from the old case, and he has a strange theory.
He always did, the crackpot.
Simmons choked. The detective sat down, staring absently at the fingerprints. He sure is. You know, he thinks that the killers are all the same, just in different bodies, and that the act is some sort of ritual. Crazy, right? It has to be a copycat.
No,
Simmons disagreed.
this looks like an initiation. Into what? No clue. But it's been going on since the 70s at least, and everyone seems to have the same instructions.
She looked down at the fingerprints again, the tiny smudges that no grown adult could make. I'd hate to think that you're right about this. Either way, whoever is behind this, whatever their reasons, they sure like to recruit young.